there, my name is Chris and welcome to my YouTube. And this is my really good friend Wah. Say hi, Wah.
Hi, Wah.
We're here to just like hang out and like fan ourselves and pose and look pretty for you for the next 30 minutes. While also recapping a show called 90 Day Fiancé.
In case you didn't know.
So part one of this video where we talk about the first three couples, which, Wah, do you remember who those first three couples were?
We talked about John and Rachel. We talked about Marta and Daya. We talked about Jesse and Darcy. And then we talked about Tariq and Hazel.
Yeah. And I'm glad you had those people because you have to say all their names. And I have issues saying some of their names sometimes. And those were the people you had to say. So part one is actually on Wah's channel, and I'll link that above if you haven't seen that yet. And then we're going to be talking about the following couples: Angela and Michael, Karini and Paul, and Ricky and Jimena / Melissa too. Ooh! Anyway, let's get into the first couple, Angela and Michael. So, I mean, that's what you do.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to take your stuff. So, okay. Michael has been, I think, a really good tour guide of Nigeria. Like, I feel like I would easily go and, like, enjoy a full week there of activities if he wanted to take me around. Honey, where did he go? We went to, like, a nature reserve.
And then they went and hiked whatever little hill they hiked today.
Yeah. He, like, knows some good eating spots, like, the village, he took her to was just, like, real authentic,
And they had that, like, nightlife time when they went out to the resort.
Yeah. I feel like he also probably found the travel lodge with the indoor pool for her, Like, he knows the spots to take her to. And, like, Nigeria looks beautiful. So he takes her on this hike. It's absolutely gorgeous. Angela, yeah, she doesn't work out much. So she's huffing and she's a puffin, like, while probably puffing. She's huffing, puffing, and puffing.
And she kind of tried to be a little antagonistic towards him when she was like, you didn't think I could make it, huh? And he's like, I didn't think you couldn't make it. This is what, I'm taking you to the top of this hill so that you can see the place where the refugees hid out. So it's not like I was like trying to test your strength, ability to get there. I was just trying to get there.
But now that you brought it up, if I was in Vegas and betting odds, no, I would probably think you wouldn't be able to make it. I mean, just from the times in which I've hung out with you here and what you've been insecure about.
Basically, he says, what are you starting to feel like? What have you been thinking about this engagement that we might have?
Yeah.
And she's just like, Michael, I just don't know. I've been hurt before and I don't want to be hurt again. So I really have to think about it, Michael. And then he's like, baby, I just want you to think about it, trust in me, believe in me. I am here for you. I love you, baby.
Yeah.
And
it's like, she is just stringing him along that she cannot make up her mind. Like, it's like, I could go either way, Michael. I still haven't made it up. You think just a cake is going to win me over? It was a great cake and I enjoyed it, Michael. Keep them cakes coming, But no, it's not going to just be cake, Michael. So then Michael takes her to this really great dinner. She, you can tell, loves the food. Like, she's so happy. Like, and by the way, she looks great.
Finally, she's wearing a top that is appropriate.
Oh my God!
Makes her look nice. And makes her look like she.
It's not like this color, but like it's like a modest, like has like a lace, like intricate design. So it's showing some skin, like it makes her feel sexy, but also like not a distracting amount of skin. Oh, and he's wearing orange. He's wearing something very, very colorful.
She's got on knee-high brown boots in Nigeria. It's hot.
Yeah. It's just as hot as it is in my apartment right now, probably.
So hot. And she's just in boots,
Yeah.
It's not fall.
No, it's not fall like it is in my apartment right now.
It's not.
LA fall.
Yeah.
Hot as hell.
Hot.
Also, I feel like she has straight hair, so Michael probably did that for her earlier on in the evening. This is what he's doing. Pulling out all the stops to get her to propose. And this is like a last-ditch Hail Mary boarding pass to America, like throw it all, 11th hour, what can he do at this dinner? Like he's like, I'm gonna take care of you. I know you now.
Baby. After being with you for a while, I'm starting to see what you like and what you don't like, and I feel like I know my women more. I know my woman more.
Well, tell me one of the things I don't like, Michael.
You don't like when there is lying and there also cheats?
Yep, that's what you both done to me.
What both? Who?
You.
Who else are you talking about, honey? What both?
Well, you have lied and you have cheated.
Oh, not both people, just both items I have done to you.
So, it has been an ex and an X. You know what happens if there's one more X?
Another X. There is a
You're out of here like baseball. Like the American pastime that me and Donald Trump love so much.
Donald Trump.
I love him. Well, can you handle that, Michael? Because I am not easy to live with.
I know.
No, I'm not.
I know.
Maybe you noticed. Oh. You know me so well.
Just so you know that I know.
You picked up on it.
I want to make it very clear that I know.
You picked up on
that
my
you are
energy.
very mean and you say things you do not remember or wish to say, and you should not say to someone you supposedly love.
I can be subtle sometimes, so I'm glad you
I picked up on your nuances.
My subtle nuances. The bottom line is, I live a very boring life in the country. It is boring. Like, not what I see here. You live a colorful life full of colorful people. You know what I'm saying? People that are full of color. And I just see them run around with them things on them heads, you know, and just like different aisles of produce on the heads. And it's so fun. And I'm just saying, if you come back to where I live, honey, there's nothing. There's me, and I'm getting ready for work. In the morning, I'm frazzled. So that's the time never to talk to me about anything. And then I go to work, and I come home, and I'm sick of work. And you got to make sure I am always calm for the rest of the night. Basically, that's your own life. Your life is just going to be like my sedative. Never bring up anything that's going to make me upset. Never lie, never cheat on me. And can you handle that?
Yes. Do not worry. I know what I am getting into. I understand, but do not worry. I am a little worried about your family and your
You are? Well, if you are, think about it now.
I'm a little worried, but it'll be fine. I will overcome it. I understand what I am getting into. No, you do not, Michael. No, you do not. You have no idea what you are walking into. You are walking into a snake pit filled with ignorant individuals in a backwater Georgian town. She is telling you that it is boring. She is telling you that you are not going to have a good time. And you are just like, I love you and all of this so much that I am going to go to the US to try to make my way in the US and meet Donald Trump. Michael is not even going to some place where there is like a hint of a Nigerian culture, a hint of any other kind of culture. He is not going to a major city. He's not going any place where there probably is as many black people. Like, everyone there is going to openly discriminate against him.
Yeah.
Because he's not only is he's not American. I think that's the biggest thing. And they're not going to understand. They're not going to understand how he doesn't know about them or their culture, and like he's just going to be so miserable with those grandkids who don't listen and just run around and jump and probably cuss and are acting a fool and don't work.
Oh, Scotty's kids? She's torn, honey, like Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh, great reference.
Na torn. I'm all out of faith.
Oh, this is how I feel.
I'm torn and I am faint, swirling naked on the floor. I'm bruising my face into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see a perfect sky is torn. I'm all out of faith.
I'm all out of faith. This is how I
feel. Grown up, lying naked on the floor. God bless. Okay, so you're welcome. She's torn because she's like, if I say no, Michael, I'm letting a good man go.
You letting a good man go, girl.
But if I say yes and you cheat on me, I'm going to get my heart broken like I have so many times before. In this relationship and previous relationships. Got a lot of hearts. I'm like a cat with 9 lives, 9 hearts.
I understand, baby.
Okay. I can see you love me by your eyes. I can see in your eyes the love that are radiating out of them and making me feel warm and sitting in nether regions, you know. Ooh, yes. These eyes particularly are so lush with eyelashes that it's like just falling in love again. You're like a Disney pigeon. Oh, feed the birds. Okay, so honey, that's it. That's all. I'm like, that's my own voice. So that's it. So that's all what she wanted. Like she was like, all right, I love you, you know. And then she hands him across the table an American flag, a tiny American flag, like a little, I don't know, like a little napkin, like a little handkerchief. And he opens it, honey, and inside that American flag is a one-way ticket to America in the form of a ring.
He is so excited. I mean, it's really quite a great reveal, you guys. Like, to hand somebody a thing, and you're just like, what is this? And you open it up, and it's a ring inside. It was a really great gesture without her getting on her knees. And so she figured out a way to give it to him that was actually a really good way.
And also where she didn't have to get down on her knees, because that would be like 40 years to get back up, and she would hurt herself. No, she like Oprah's something to him. That's like, she's just like, you get America. I picked you for America and me and my President Donald Trump. So we're all now going to be making America great. You, me, Donald Trump, Scotty, Lil, those people. Who? Sometimes Melania.
Lil?
Well,
Lil?
I was like, that was my saying, because we don't know what's going to happen to Scotty. Okay, so she gets an American flag and the ring inside, and he's like overjoyed. He's like, I finally get to go to America, and like, the first thing I'm gonna do is meet Donald Trump. And
like hugs and shakes her. It was like she was on some kind of like, me. It's just like a
extra sister. Is like, like,
he's so excited. He's like giddy. He's like giggling and cackling and kikiing.
Oh, squealing like a little girl, honey. Like talking like about boys at night.
Yeah. I'm going to America and I get to meet Donald Trump. And
yeah. I'm gonna like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to Vegas and like
meet Britney Spears.
Yeah,
like, no, you're not.
Thing.
You're not.
And by the way, you're absolutely not meeting him.
Not going to.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not even a little bit.
You don't want to meet him. So then she's like, great, but anyway, can we finish eating? I'm hungry. No, we can't finish eating because I have something for you.
And then he gets on his knees and produces a ring, and she is as giddy as a kid in a candy store.
Oh my god.
So unexpected.
Yeah.
It's so unexpected to her. He gets on one knee, and to the point where like she gets a little embarrassed and she wants him to get off of his knees, and he won't get off of his knees.
Yeah.
So she goes down to meet him on the ground.
Yeah. You guys, we took a lot of shit. That was like low-key really beautiful.
It was kind of sweet.
Beautiful moment. This is like a shitty time in the world, and there's just like a lot of like hate, and like these are not perfect people, and we make fun of them a lot and stuff like that, but like, I mean, A, they make great TV, and also B, these moments of connection, we live for them.
It's all a sham, but it was a cute sham.
I'm buying it. I'm buying every moment of it. And the next couple is Karine and Paul. Okay. This is hard. So this is not the funnest, but so this is what happens. She still wants a divorce. She has been having cramps, and they go to a clinic. I think it was the same clinic they had gone to before. But it was a different doctor. Yeah, but like, was it? I don't know. So anyway, it was a different doctor than the hot one from the previous episode. She gets an ultrasound, and Paul's freaking out, and but Paul's there, and Karine's mom, they're all there for Karine, and basically the doctor kind of like weirdly, just like nonchalantly, a little dryly, is just like, no, there's no blood in the umbilical cord. Oh, just like, oh, it probably stopped. It stopped a week ago. Yeah, it stopped a week ago. And maybe it's a translation thing, but yeah, that's how they announced to Karine that her baby's no longer living with us or alive in her tummy. Is that the baby stopped. And then Paul doesn't know what's happening, and they'd like sit Paul down, then Karine has to have ultimately a procedure.
And nothing to say besides the fact it's just really sad that they're sitting in that room, and they don't say miscarriage right away, and I felt like it was weird for the ultrasound person to give her this information in this manner, but it was a really somber, sad moment. She was 9 weeks pregnant, and they had been trying to work on their relationship, so that means that they've been together for about like 4 weeks since we last saw them.
What's confusing is between the producers or Karine and Paul, the timeline of when she was pregnant and when they knew she was pregnant is a little confusing, right? Because initially she looked pregnant because she was already kind of showing him, obviously had skin issues, and she was tired all the time, but then she had a pregnancy test and she wasn't pregnant, and then they have a pregnancy test and she is pregnant. So it's like, it's a little it's the documentation and the series of events. I don't quite know if that is in fact accurately how it went down.
Yes, I can agree with you on that. That could have been something that happened very early on in him there, because he's there for 9 months.
Yeah.
No, he's there for 90 days.
Yeah.
He got a visa to be in Brazil for 90 days, and so that's when he's there for how long. So this could have been something that happened before, I thought it could be out of chronological order.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was like editing wise to make it seem more like dramatic. These like, you know, like, because it's like, we're going to try after this, or we're not going to try, or like, and the way the baby even happened was Karina being like, I want to have a baby to like trap him here and to make sure he gets married. And then it was like, we're having a baby that's not working out. You should leave. And then it's like, we're having a baby. You should work it out. And then it's, God bless, we're not having a baby. So it's like, you seen pictures of her, what, recently? Or
I don't know if it was a recent picture, but I seen a picture of her and he was trying to block her baby bump with like something, like a piece of luggage. They were at the airport. So I think she does get pregnant again eventually.
Yeah.
And I think that pregnancy is the one that we are all talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
That we thought was this pregnancy that they showed on TLC. Because if you think about it, the time frame, like they probably shot this at the beginning of, not the beginning of last year, but definitely like second quarter of this year. So if right now, October 1st is the fourth quarter of the year, I would say that by like, they probably shot this in April sometime.
Yeah, or before that. Only because, I mean, I don't remember, when did The Greatest Showman come up? Because during John and Rachel's, during this episode, The Greatest Showman was being shown as an advertisement on a bus in the UK.
Oh, so then yeah, it was earlier this year. It came out earlier this year.
Yeah, was that a Christmas movie? Oh, look it up. Yeah, I mean, that's really it with that. And to anyone who's like suffered a miscarriage, my heart goes out to you.
God, you're right. It was 2017 Christmas.
Yeah. I remember it's a Christmas movie. That's like a big ass musical Christmas movie that seems like that. Okay, so the next couple is Ricky and Jimena, Melissa number 2. Okay, I'm gonna start this off by saying there's all this drama. Have you heard about this? Have the fans come to you and said that Ricky and his like ex-wife have been like
planning this whole thing
and like plotted, and like Mina was just like taken for a ride, like that beautiful deserving woman of like love and praise was just like strung along in the worst possible
I don't
way.
believe it.
But Ricky cries so much this episode that I'm just like, are you that good of an actor? I can't imagine you are. I just hate him so much, even though initially, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, you thought he was strapping.
I said he was strapping. I said to people, and Wah was the people.
I have the footage.
That he was strapping. He's so disgusting.
We could play that beautiful bean roll if I wanted to.
You know.
Because he's not strapping, and I questioned it.
Yeah.
And she said,
only I could edit that in.
It's my right to think that he's strapping. I think a broad-shouldered man is strapping, and I'm going to stick by my guns.
Okay. Obviously, I was sticking by his. So what ends up happening is they go to this stupid lake or something.
Jimena says, you know, there's something still in my heart. I forgive you, but I'm working towards it, and I really want you to do something that proves that you're doing it for me. I know everything else here you haven't done for me, but this, I want you to do this thing for me. That way, at least there's something that's happening that's just only for me. And he's like, what? And she's like, take off your shirt and jump into the lake. And he's like, but I can't swim. And she's like, no es importa. Take off your shirt, jump into the water. He doesn't want to do it because he's scared. He doesn't know how to swim. He doesn't know what's going to happen. It's like a pause. It's a long pause. She's staring at him. He's staring at her. And finally, he's like, all right, I'll do it. So he gets up and he jumps in.
Takes off that shirt and look at that body, which is like, put back that shirt on, just swim with the shirt, you know.
He feels really great and accomplished after he did it. He like comes up to the surface and he's like, he's nervous and he's like,
doggy paddling,
but he gets back to the pier where she's sitting and like,
how come he can't swim?
He's there and he's like holding on, and then it's like he just can't get up. He has fallen in and he can't get up. He just can't do it. He's like at the edge and she's there looking at him and he cannot pull his own physical body weight up.
He is such
out
a weakling
of the wator.
He's a tadpole.
And like, you know, water makes you kind of weightless. Like, so you just have to have that initial, like, so that you maybe, I didn't know he wasn't wearing a shirt, so that wasn't weighing him down. He just couldn't get himself out to the point where the camera crews had to like, producers had to come down and help him. And how embarrassing that is. Jimena's probably like,
But no, Jimena, unfortunately, is just like, great, he's mine. Oh, Jimena, you could do so much better. Next scene, Ricky is getting ready in the morning and he's like doing his hair, and the method of doing hair is like a bunch of gel and then just like putting it on and then just like water and looking in the mirror and then like more water, honey, and then just running. And by the way, his hair is like 1 millimeter thick. So it's like, I mean, Wa's hair is like Rapunzel in comparison. It's so it's like he's putting nothing on nothing, you know, and just like putting water on nothing. It's like so, and then he's like practicing like, will you marry me?
will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
More water. I need more water and gel. No one actually does. That's like what happens in like degree, like deodorant commercials. And and then like this would happen. He'd be like, and then he'd be like, oh, don't go ask the love of your life in a foreign country that you've already lied to without degree 6, 24-hour protection, And like he'd put it on and he'd be like, that's what I fucking needed. Is that. Also, better hair. Because what you're doing isn't making a difference.
So he gets his fanny pack, make sure that's secure, tells himself to be a man, and he's out the door.
Yeah. A man that can't swim. So don't throw him in.
At all.
Unless you want to kill him. Okay, well, I need to know. Who is paying for these, like, solo romantic meals that are not happening in restaurants? They're just happening, like, on a pier in the middle of, like...
They're at a resort, I think. Right?
Yeah, but, like... So they're just, every meal are these like romantic dining experiences that'd be like $5,000 each. Not one of these meals are just going to happen in a restaurant on the resort.
Maybe it's something different in Colombia. Like maybe it's something fun where like this is part of the package. Like one night on a raft, or one day romantic dinner on a boat. Like he could have bought like a couple's romantic thing.
Is that what it is?
And maybe they have the options to do it. Like, they can just go on that. I mean, that raft thing was beautiful.
Totally. But like each of these dates feels like the kind of date like a Bachelor contestant would have. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, is TLC paying for it? Or are these like, are there no restaurants that would allow them to film? They have to like have these elaborate setups. Like what is happening with that?
I don't know.
It's weird. Or who knows what's happening with those meals. Like, I obviously want to know. If you know more, like, tell me in the comments, whatever. So during this very romantic meal, he solidifies the deal. Oh, it rhymed. I'm like Pablo Neruda. I'm like the Pablo Neruda of, like, recaps.
You're like the Dirt Deo of recap. You're like the Tariq Myers of
that is so
recap.
Why?
Where's your Hazel?
Why would you say like? Beautiful. Why would you give me Nicki Minaj or Cardi? That is that is why, because you're mad about. I think you're pretty too, Wah. You think that because I think Hazel is pretty, I don't think you're pretty. I think you're pretty too, Wah. You're enough, Wah.
So, did you want to rap like my boyfriend?
Rap your boyfriend? Like in a song? No, I'd like to sing the hook.
Okay.
Ooh, boy, I love you so. And I like you. Go. They are like in love, I guess. Or who knows what's real and what's not, and that's the moral of the story. But anyway, he's like, I want to take a romantic picture of you, Jimena. Jimena. I want to take a romantic picture of you, Jimena. So then she gets up and she's like, oh, okay. And he's like, but over there, and she's like, is wearing a really pretty shirt, but like also a bra strap is showing. And I still love her so much. I'm just saying, like, I pick up on the things we're just talking about, like, just like next time, just be like, oh, what's happening back there? Oh, it's a bra strap. Oh, we'll wear a different bra. Anyway, or no bra. Who cares? Like, he doesn't care. Anyway, so like, he probably love it. Anyway, so like, she like puts her back, to like be like, well, okay, this romantic picture of my back and my bra strap, and then he like gets down on one knee. You know what I'm saying? It's like a slow descent because it's hard, and he probably has like knee problems. He's so squatty. And then he like gets out a ring, and then he proposes to her.
And she is just so in love with it. I mean, it's like she's so happy. She like puts her hand out. She's crying. It's like the best moment of her life. He says to her, you know what? That is why I had to tell you about Melissa. I had to tell you everything that was happening in my life because of this moment. I knew I was going to ask you to marry me. This is for you. Mm-hmm. Low key, he did buy that ring for Melissa. So that's still kind of weighing on my heart a little bit, but I didn't want to mention it because Jimena seems so happy.
But I just mentioned it. I said her name during my proposal to you. Yeah,
that's what happened. And it was a sweet moment, and he was like almost crying in his confessionals too because he said that she's the love of his life, and Jimena felt really good about it too. So both parties were happy about this whole thing going down, and I thought it was romantic.
It was romantic. I mean, he cried a lot during this episode. Like, was it the live when we got that special?
Yeah, it was the live.
He cried also because we also found out and whatever that like his ex, the same ex, by the way, that I think people are low-key thinking that he like did this whole thing with to like get on the show and like fool Melissa with or fool Jimena with. That ex had given him $30,000 to fight another ex for custody, to get full custody of a kid or something like that. And like that's why he always has to talk to that ex and why he'll always be indebted to that ex. It like kind of lays a foundation for Jimena that like, just so you know, when we get married, like whenever I need to do anything for this woman, or if there are any special weird things that happen between me and this woman, you can't ever say anything because this woman helped me get my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like she understood, as that would I. I mean, if you're settling for Ricky, you might as well settle for a lot of things in life.
Yeah. She wants to get
to these Estados
Unidos. Mm-hmm. bonitos. Not anymore, honey. Okay, let's talk a little bit about live. So here's a little backstory. Thank you for being on my channel. I get a lot of comments like, oh, Chris, you should do stand-up or you should do comedy. I thank you so much for thinking I'm funny if you do, and if you don't, I don't care, whatever. My thing is for me and my fans and my friends. But I do comedy here in LA, and I know a lot of people. Okay, so Michelle Collins is a friend of mine. I love Michelle, and I think that she's great. So after this episode was the 90-day live that happened, where host Michelle Collins comes, and then she talks to a lot of people involved in the show. So the first time the live happened, I don't know if you knew this, but we have one of the live celebrities here sitting right over there, where they had fans of the show and YouTube recappers talk, but they didn't have any recappers. They didn't have any fans. Anyway, so I think she did a great job, and she's really funny, and I love her so much. So it was really fun to watch, and there's a lot of things that happened. Thank you so much for watching this. If you want to follow Wall, you can go to her YouTube channel, and please follow her on Twitter and Instagram at Just Call Me Wall. We love each other so much. We're so happy to have her back and do this with me. And if you love me, you can follow me as well as at Chris L. Farah. The L is for 90-day live. The L is for the live. This is Chris Live Farah. Raw, uncut. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!